What's good, man? What's good, everybody? I'm trying to talk about these fights from last night, and I got to give O'Shaquie Foster his credit. I did not think that fight was finna go that way. Uh, it was a 130-pound fight. Rey Vargas was moving up. He was the favorite in the fight, favored to capture his third weight class uh title, you know what I'm saying, become a three division champion. And O'Shaquie wasn't having none of that shit, man. He came in there and he dominated. He beat the hell out of Rey Vargas. I was surprised. I thought this fight would be way closer than this. And this was in Rey Vargas' backyard. You know what I mean? It was set up for him to be the champion, and O'Shaquie, he went up there, he went out there and he had other plans, and he took the whole show, man. Cause let me tell you about O'Shaquie. O'Shaquie, he has a beautiful jab, one of the top jabs in lightweight right now. From what I just seen, cause Rey Vargas, he was known to have a good jab coming up the ranks. Rey Vargas, he had just came off a nice win over Mark Maxayo. You know what I mean? He was on his high horse, and O'Shaquie Foster, he seized the moment. He had two early losses in his career. A lot of people will write you off. You know what I mean? If you lose not only twice, but just once. And he fought his way back up the rankings. He finally got an opportunity. And my opinion, I feel like he won 10 of those rounds. And it was a unanimous decision. The closest scorecard was 116, 112. The other two was wide, like it was supposed to be. And O'Shaquie did his thing, man. He won the battle of the jabs. Rey Vargas couldn't get his jab off. He was frustrating him. And then he was hitting him with that right hand, that counter right. You know what I mean? O'Shaquie Foster, he got real good timing. His footwork was on point. He was frustrating Vargas. Vargas couldn't find that rhythm. You know what I mean? That's how you do it. You feel me? I like to see O'Shaquie Foster, shine in this moment because it teaches people that losses don't matter, man. Losses don't matter. He looked like he got a great future ahead of him at 130. Emmanuel Navarrete, he got a belt. Oscar Valdez, if he can get those fights, you know what I mean? That will really build his name. You know, that could really build his name. And I don't think he with a promoter like that. So he can bounce around. He can bounce around. He just got this fight with PBC. He had fights on Pro Bellum. You know what I mean? Hopefully he can get the top rank and hope and work something out with Bob Arum. I know PBC after he just beat up Rey Vargas. Rey Vargas was 36-0. He wasn't no joke. You feel me? I know PBC wanted to build him up more. You feel me? But O'Shaquie took that place. So maybe PBC trying to throw him a bag, but hey, me personally, I think he need to get over there at top rank where them belts at. And Shakur Stevenson, he put us on those Shacky Foster in one of his interviews with Brian Custer. He said that this dude, he's the second best fighter in the division. He couldn't put him over him. I don't think he's better than Shakur Stevenson, but O'Shaquie Foster, he's A level, in my opinion. With that jab, the right hand, he got some power, footwork. He showed a little bit of everything, and he was walking down Rey Vargas. He was walking down Rey Vargas, so nobody can say that he's a runner. He stood right there in the paint, You feel me? He was just too quick for him. And Ray Vargas, I thought he was a fast. I thought he was real fast himself. And I was really surprised by old Shacky Foster, man. Even in his fights before this, I only watched him like 3 fights before this, and he ain't even looked this good against lower level opponents. He just rose to that occasion. Sometimes just that style, you know, it just frustrates your opponents and you take away things. So Ray Vargas looked at like one of Oshaki's former opponents, like he wasn't on that level. Ray Vargas got his jab took away, and he really didn't know what to do. He was just lunging in with right hands, and he started having less and less power because he was getting peppered down with the jab. You feel me? He could have he damn near stopped Ray Vargas. You know what I'm saying? He hurt him multiple times, had him running. Ray Vargas, he'll try to get something going, and then Oshaki Foster hit him with that counter right. Then he had him running. You feel me? And then he started landing that little left hook he got. He got some skills, man. Oshaki Foster, he ain't nobody to be played with. I see a unified champ at least right now at 130. He better stay at 132 because he got some names he can gather up and build himself. And I liked that first fight on the card too. I liked it that first fight. What's his name? Pero, who won the fight. He was fighting this Ukrainian heavyweight. He was like 10-0, Victor Foss. And Foss, even though he did get knocked out, Foss is good. He's good. He was working his jab, landing his right hand, and he was hurting Pero with that counter left. He moves kind of good to be as big as he is. He's really big. He looks like he's about 270 pounds or something like that. And that dude Pero, you feel me? And that fight was crazy because, like I say, Faust, he was peppering with that jab. And if you look at the punch stats, he threw twice as many punches as Pero, and he still didn't outland him. Pero still outlanded him up into the knockout because he was countering him. He was walking forward and he was countering him. And his defense was kind of good too. I was kind of surprised by that heavyweight. That was a good fight to start off the night. You feel me? He was a southpaw. He was a southpaw, and that dude Victor Faust, they say that was his first southpaw that he was fighting, and that shit can get real tricky for you. Like Faust was pawing with that jab, and Impero, he was timing them with that left hand straight down the middle with some precision punches, especially when Faust was lunging in with that right uppercut. Pero was taking advantage of that. And them southpaws with that right hook, man. When you know how to work that right hook, that's real dangerous. And that's what he kind of ended them with, a right hook to the body. And then, Faust had them froze up. It was a right hook to the body, touched him to the head. Then he just kind of just stopped fighting. He was just out of it. And the ref had stopped the fight. And that was a close fight all the way up until that knockout. I think it was like 4-4, 3-4, in my opinion. You know, that was a real technical fight. They hurt each other too. Faust had hurt him too. Even though he got knocked out in this fight, he still got a chance to be something. Just got to stick to it. Hold on, right quick. But yeah, though, man, that was a nice card from Showtime last night. I like what I seen. Now, on to these upcoming fights now. This damn clown fight, I wouldn't say clown fight, but Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia, these sides, they starting to have all these damn excuses to why this damn fight not happening. You know, at first it was a rematch clause from Tank, and they arguing about who gonna air the rematch and just a whole bunch of nothing. Now, one day that they saying that the fight gonna get announced, the next day somebody complaining about something. I don't really know what's happening with this Ryan Garcia Tank Davis fight, but me personally, I don't want either of them to have a rematch clause because this fight is for a regular title. You know, it ain't like you guys are champions like that to even be getting rematch clauses to begin with. You know, there's other things, I understand the first fight, y'all get y'all bag or whatever, but we don't need to see that shit a second time if Ryan, especially if Ryan gets knocked out. Yeah, Tank getting knocked out, you feel me? His ass might fucking retire until he get another Ryan fight. I don't see how Tank lets that slide, you know. But maybe I don't know. If this fight fall through, I feel like they should be wanting to fight Devin Haney for 4 straps. You feel me? Devin Haney, he sound like he finna stay at 135 this whole year for 2023. And Shakur Stevenson, he's been calling him out, well, a little bit here and there, saying that if Haney stay, he got to fight, Shakur Stevenson or Tank Davis. And you know me, I like the fights. You know what I mean? And Tank Davis, he can get a Devin Haney fight whenever he wants to. All you gotta do is go to the WBA and get that mandated or whatever. And Shakur Stevenson, he about to fight this dude Shashiro or whatever his name is. The only person in the top 10 that'll take a fight with him on his debut, in April. So looking forward to see how he look in the division. And people been saying that Haney's finna duck Shakur Stevenson. And I understand what people is coming from because Devin Haney, when he does, you know, talk a little shit to other people, he coming at them really hard. But when it does come down to Shakur Stevenson, he is a little passive. Like he all with that down the road shit and all that or whatever. But I just don't really think there should be a lot of pressure for him to take that fight with Shakur at 135. You feel me? Because yeah, they do got other weight classes that they gonna go up to. But hey, if Shakur Stevenson, if he gets the fight mandated, Haney can't run from that. You can't be out here dropping belts and shit or whatever. But yeah, he's the champion. So whoever really wants that fight, they can push for it. And it shouldn't be that hard to get the damn fight with Haney because ain't nobody trying to fight him. So you wouldn't have a lot of competition to get that fight over you if you are a Tank Davis or a Shakur Stevenson. You know what I mean? But my thing is Shakur, he has the right mind frame, when he says that Devin got to fight him or Tank at 135. I like that mind frame because me personally, that's what I feel like that's their best chance to beat him at 135 because Haney looks hella drained. Every time he step off that scale, he looked like the skeleton man. You feel me? And even when he rehydrates at fight night, he still looks a little drained. And you can touch that body. Tank and Shakur are decent body punchers. You feel me? So I don't really think I think Haney would be a slight underdog to both of those guys. Shakur Stevenson, he's just too slick. But one thing I do question about Shakur Stevenson when it do come to a Devin Haney fight is how quickly can you take away a jab? Because the more rounds that it takes you, the more rounds that's in the bank for Haney. Shakur Stevenson would have to get on the inside of Devin Haney, and he would have to take that jab away quickly. You feel me? Because if he's just trying to time the jab, let him throw the jab out there and just loading up like how he was in the Conceição fight when he was just loading up on everything. I feel like Haney will be able to see that coming and get out of the way of those punches and be able to keep the jab in your face and counter, you know. And the more that Shakur Stevenson gets touched by that jab, how more willingly is he to, you know, throw the book out the window and try to rough Devin up out of frustration? You know what I mean? Will he be able to keep his cool? But I think that he is the favorite, slight favorite in that fight at 135 because, you know, just Haney, if he spends the whole year here, shit, I wouldn't be surprised if he even missed weight this year. At the Cambosa's first fight, he was at 135 on the head. But yeah, though, I feel the same way as a lot of fans about this Devin Haney situation. Like, if you're gonna stay for Tank Davis, you gotta be willing to fight Shakur Stevenson as well. Like, when it comes to Shakur Stevenson, we can't be like we can't make the weight, but if Tank come to calling, you can make the weight. That's not gonna look good. But Tank right now, he finna go get his money with Ryan Garcia, hopefully. I kind of hope this fight happens so we can get this out the way, because so the pressure can be on Tank to take these big fights, these real big fights, these legacy fights. Ryan Garcia is just a money fight. And after Ryan Garcia, he done made all the money that he needed to make that he be talking about, you know. And Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney, I think maybe is the two biggest fights after that financially as well. So Tank won't even have that excuse that he can go fight this guy, that guy for more money. It won't be more money than Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney after this. You know what I mean? Because everybody like to hide behind ticket sales because he a big star and all this. Like, who is you, who is, ain't no more time for that. Oh yeah. And let me jump up to 140 right quick. Tiafimo Lopez, he's a straight cap artist, a duck artist, one of the biggest ducks in this generation. You feel me? He's trying. He talked about Regis Prograde for about 2 weeks straight. He talked shit and he came up with a bunch of excuses saying that Regis, false lies too on Regis. This man even said that Regis can't even fight in the US. So why would he fight him? And then he came back and said he low risk. I mean high risk, low reward. He had that excuse. And then he just came out and just said, fuck it, I'd rather just fight Josh Taylor. And he's trying to go after Josh Taylor because he thinks Josh Taylor is food. They both look bad lately in they last, couple fights. But I still think Josh Taylor gonna beat that ass because Josh Taylor has better footwork than Teofimo Lopez. What Teofimo Lopez showed in his last fight is not good. Teofimo Lopez just followed Sandor Martin around the ring and threw the same 1-2 all night. You feel me? Josh Taylor, he does much better against orthodox fighters than southpaw like Catterall, you know. So, and Josh Taylor, I would say Josh Taylor is a better counter puncher. He's stronger, more power at 140. Teofimo Lopez don't have a lot of power at 140. But yeah, I think Josh is a little more well-rounded than Tio. I'll take Josh Taylor in that fight. Oh yeah, and a better chin too. Because Teofimo Lopez, he got dropped by Sandor Martin. He got dropped by Sandor and he got dropped by Cambosis. Two guys with like 10 knockouts. But yeah, though, man, Teofimo and Josh Taylor, that might be like April. I'm fucking with it. But all right, though, y'all. I just wanted to have these fight recaps and talk about these upcoming fights. People all around the YouTube community, they keep finding reasons to talk about Spence and Crawford. I don't see how they do it. You feel me? I don't know. Keith Earl finna fight Keith at 154. There's no guarantee he's even finna come back down to the division altogether, let alone fight Crawford. You feel me? So it ain't really much to talk about between those two until they fight, or unless Bud announce another fight, and people gonna snap on him and call him a duck. But Bud, I don't think Bud need another fight. He just fought Avanesian the end of last year. He'll be fresh enough for Spence this year. But all right, y'all.